go. Wait a little bit for some people to cut in. New little setting here. Hold on. Cool. All right, everyone. This is Jeff, LA Fintech. Another week of Fintech Crypto Wars. Pretty exciting this week. As you can see, I got all dressed up. Check out my polo that I got on right now. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Look at that. If you can't see that. There you go. Check that out. Chicago Stock Exchange in the house. So there's actually been quite a bit of news the past week or so. It's pretty exciting what's going on with the crypto wars. As mentioned before, Coinbase is in the lead with a lot of things this week. They actually came out with Coinbase Ventures. It's one area that I would say they're looking to invest in early stage companies in the crypto side. Potentially some type of incubation going on, to push it over into the Coinbase ecosystem. There was some other news. I don't think let me see if I have it right here. It was mentioning something about ICO listings on the Coinbase /GDAX. So that's potentially what some of this Coinbase venture might be all about, is basically an incubation into their exchange. And you might ask why I say exchange. So as mentioned before, there's tons of these fake exchanges out there, but now we're going to separate the little kitties from the big boys. With Coinbase during the week, this week also, we also hear about some rumors on acquisition of Earn. I don't know if any of you people have used Earn or not, but it's basically pay someone to read your email. That's kind of what the model was. But within the crypto side and all these ICOs, if you want to target market people that have background in crypto or investors in crypto, you could actually send them a message. You pretty much put within the system your Ethereum address. Say, for example, if you want to do coin drops or whatnot, but it's a great tool to find potential investors. I actually have the app here too. I can show you what it looks like. Okay, there it is. That's the Earn app. I get tons of these emails all the time of basically these ICOs or whatnot. As the ban happened with Google, Twitter, Facebook of digital advertising, a lot of these ICOs are going to probably go to other areas to do their marketing. So that's pretty interesting on the Earn side. Rumors supposedly about 100 million roughly. I think the C round was 120 million valuation. So the C round investors might break even, or who knows. But this also came out from Coinbase, as I mentioned before, with a lot of these crypto exchanges. If they want to be real, they're going to be a broker-dealer. This really separates the amateurs to, this is the big leagues now. So because of this filing, they're filing as a broker-dealer. More likely, they're actually going to file as an ATS too. You actually need a broker-dealer to even be an ATS. So this is, I would say, the first step that they're doing. And I think I messed up something here. Yep, here it goes. Okay, so as mentioned before, New York Stock Exchange is an investor in Coinbase. So they're going to probably be pulling talent from the New York Stock Exchange because they have some very talented people. Christine Sandler, she was actually at Archipelago. And then when there was a merger with New York Stock Exchange, went over there. So here's my Arca hat. Check that out. It's back when they had Arca Racing. So New York Stock Exchange definitely has some talented people from that Archipelago acquisition. Here's another one. When I was at OES, we actually bought out Wave Security, which was another broker-dealer from Archipelago. So you're going to see some heavy, talented people probably move in with the Coinbase to get that blimp off the ground. As mentioned before, these VCs that are in this space really don't know anything about fintech. As you see, a lot of them have no clue what's going on with the regulation side. They come from the startup world and they enter this world. It's completely different. This actually came out a few days too. Let's see, here we go. Check this out. Trade on. There you go. Chicago Stock Exchange in play now. Basically, we had China, a private equity firm in China was actually trying to buy it out months before. It got decayed, and now we're looking at, I guess, New York Stock Exchange potentially doing an acquisition. New York Stock Exchange is actually owned by ICE. There was an interview with the ICE CEO a few days back on his blog. They're looking at, probably some innovation to go on within some of their markets. I would say this potentially could be, they're looking at a take-make model. For some of you that aren't familiar with that, a lot of the ECNs back in the days in Fintech 2.0 created a system called either take, make, or make, take. Basically, it's adding or taking liquidity. So if you add liquidity, you typically will get paid a rebate. If you take out liquidity, you're paying a higher fee. So the add could be, say, 20 bips, take could be 30 bips. The exchange is netting 10 bips. If you go outbound routing to other markets, typically back then it was about 40 bips. So to compensate for that routing to other markets. So I would say the New York Stock Exchange is probably looking at Chicago Stock Exchange primarily to have a take-make model, flip the model upside down, especially with the pilot program that the SEC talked about a few weeks back on capping the revenues, what these exchanges can make. So these exchanges are going to have to innovate in other ways, such as maybe Chicago Stock Exchange buyouts or getting into the crypto markets, as I mentioned. This is still fairly new. This actually came out a few days too. This is from the Cboe. Chris Concannon wrote the SEC a letter writing about basically why they should have cryptocurrency ETFs. This is primarily going to be listed on the BZX exchange. Chris has a very deep, wild background in the world of Fintech 2.0. I don't have any hats. Got a night one. Check out the night. Got a Lime Trading. Got bought up by Wedbush. OTC Pink Sheets. This is really cool. Look at that. Direct Edge ECN. Got bought up by Knight. Bank of New York. Some of those guys are over at, what is that, T0. NASDAQ too. So the Cboe, Chris's background primarily came from Island and Daytech slash The Watcher. Those guys were very disruptive back then with the structure of the U.S. capital markets. So these are very talented guys, and they're going to probably do the same again. We're in Fintech 3.0. These are crypto wars going on. What else? Yeah, I haven't heard much from NASDAQ lately. Here we go. Where's the NASDAQ at? I think their model from the MPM, which is NASDAQ private market, they were kind of, I think, focusing more on the unicorns. I think that whole market is kind of shifting right now, especially what we saw within the whole ICO capital raising this past few years or whatnot, and how some of these companies aren't necessarily using Reg Ds. The benefits of Reg Ds, there are some good benefits, but I think the drawbacks outweigh it. Some of the biggest drawbacks I would say is the liquidity lockup timeframes, which I think the trends are starting to kind of show up more in the Reg As, which is kind of an area that I think MPM didn't necessarily focus on. So we haven't heard too much from NASDAQ at all, except the R3. They have some other crypto ledger, I think, Link, but I haven't heard much from them lately. But yeah, that's some of the news. Where's my hat now? Yeah, that's what I'm building. There you go, Treveri X. But yeah, this week was pretty insane. Last week too, of just what's going on in the crypto wars. And as you can see, there's some major talent going on at Coinbase and with the GDAX on probably getting that up and running as a broker-dealer and an ATS. And then don't forget, April 24th, LA Fintech. We're actually going to have a special guest speaker, Kelly Fryer from Techstars. It's an incubator. Actually, it's an accelerator, partially from Barclays, sponsored by Barclays. So if you guys can make it, check it out. April 24th. It's a Tuesday, and I'd like to meet you guys all. And then don't forget to share this video, retweet it, give me a thumb up, give me hearts, give me whatever you can. Want to grow this globally, actually. So thanks a lot for viewing. Have a great Saturday.